Hello, fellas. Today, I am giving you yet another Walking Dead McFarlane Toys comic series figure review. Today, we'll be taking a look at Shane. I've wanted this figure for a while, even though he didn't really have too much of a play in the comics as opposed to the TV show. But I wanted him anyway, and now because I got this figure, I want the Rick in his original county sheriff deputy thingy outfit. But I've heard that's not such a great figure because I think it's like one of the first comic series figures McFarlane did. But anyway, today I'm taking a look at Shane, who is pretty good. And I definitely like his accessories, though he does have his problems. Like, this fool cannot stand, and it just drives me mad. But I'll get to that in a minute. First, let's take a look at the packaging, which is, it's what it is. Walking Dead, got some nice art up there. Looking pretty good. Got some, like, blood splatter and stuff back there. And says Shane right there. Some more art from the comics. And the back, here's the rest of the wave. I just picked up Lydia at Toys R Us. I'm going to do a review on her after Penny, or, I don't know, maybe before Penny. And obviously I got Shane. I really want New Beginning Negan, and I want Glenn if I could pick them up. So there you go for the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure, who is definitely okay. Like I said, the gripes I have are him standing correctly. So get to that in a second. But let's take a look at his accessories, which are pretty okay. I mean, he comes with this shotgun right here. If I can get it to focus. It's pretty good looking. I do like the wear and tear. Like on the stock right here, it does have some nice wash and just general paint application. I do like those, like that grip right here, which looks pretty good. That's nice. Too bad I can't cock up and down. That sucks, but definitely looks good. It's a decent shotgun. I just wish he can hold it properly. My God, does this guy have a problem holding his accessories? It is just a goddamn nightmare, but there you go with that. He also comes with a pistol in here, if I can just get that removed, and there it is. There's the pistol. Pretty generic. I don't know why it's painted like all sparkly and stuff. That's a little bit weird, but yeah, there you go with that. He does come with a head on a stick as well, which looks pretty good. I mean, there it is right there. Looks like that's Oscar, right? Yeah, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that looks pretty good. Again, let's get a closer look on the head. Definitely pretty accurate to the books. Like that paint application, the beard, this weird little beard thingy. The cap, pretty good looking too. Got some wear and tear on it. And the bottom is pretty bloody too. So there's the bottom. You can remove it, or at least you can remove it off the stand, but no real point on that. It looks like this is just like a grassy, rocky area, so yeah. There you go with that. Nothing fancy. And then the last but not least, you get Zombie Shane. Spoiler alert, he dies in the comics. And then this is actually pretty accurate because he doesn't turn into a walker immediately. Basically, Rick comes back later after he learns during the whole prison storyline that, oh my God, these things take time to come back. You have to get him in the head. And he goes and he digs up Shane, and Shane's all decomposed and stuff. So I think that looks pretty damn cool. He's all green, and he kind of looks like Frankenstein in a way, but let's get a closer look on that if I can. It just looks really nice. Like the hair and everything. So very good looking. It's nice. It is. Okay, let's move all these accessories aside and take a look at the actual figure here. Just if I can get him to stand, I'm gonna try and gotta like tilt his legs like that, but there he is. Give you a 360 view. I really like the look of the suit. See, color is a difficult thing for Walking Dead comic figures because the comics are black and white, or at least I read them in black and white. So color versions are a little bit tough, but he's pretty accurate to what you would imagine, right? I mean, a sheriff's or a deputy's outfit would be this this brown, maybe a beige color, right, which he has rocking. The scarf is what you'd expect for a scarf, you know, nothing crazy going on, and obviously it says police on his hat there, and you know, got the badge and stuff going on. What you'd expect. And what I really like is all the wrinkles and folds in the outfit that McFarlane sculpted in. It just looks really, really realistic. For the comic, it looks realistic, and it just is very detailed. Let's just start with the head, I guess. So the head is pretty good looking. The beard is painted on, I think. Yeah, I think the beard is painted on, but it looks good, you know, for the most part. Eyes are like looking to the right. At least on mine they are. Police hat is like all wrinkled and dirty, and it looks like he's been running in it, you know. Same with the rest of the outfit. I mean, it's kind of post-apocalyptic, right? But you can argue that this is how he looks before as well. The scarf has some nice wash on it. Definitely like all those wear and tear outlines through it. He actually has a white shirt underneath there. All good looking. A lot of paint application on the vest, which looks pretty damn good. Definitely like the look of this. Got all those buttons and stuff going on, pockets, what have you. Here's the holster for his gun, which, I mean, you can get it to close, at least when the gun's out of it. It's kind of not the point, but he's got gloves on. Oh yeah, that's okay. And here's the pants and stuff, which again, I really like all these folds here and the way they painted the stripe going down the side of his leg and how it folds here at the bottom. It was very clever how they painted that, and I almost just knocked the camera down. Bottom of his shoes, nicely detailed. And the shoes themselves, laces, of course, aren't sculpted. Well, no, of course they're sculpted on. I meant they're not painted because it's tiny. But yeah, I mean, generally you're looking at a pretty solid figure here. Of course, there is this problem. Yep. Freaking Shane does not like to stand. Like, holy crap. And this pops off so damned easily. Drives me bat crazy. I'm trying not to curse in my videos because I know kids watch. Kids shouldn't be watching reviews of a Walking Dead figure because the comics are definitely not for kids. In fact, kids are better off watching the TV show than the comics from what I've learned when I was reading this, and I still am reading it, so yeah, if you're a kid and watching this, that's not good. Your parents clearly suck. So yeah, you know, the big problem is the sculpt back here at the back of the legs. It just doesn't want to go back. Like the foot doesn't want to go back all the way for him to balance. You really have to do something like that, you know, curve the feet together or put him in a very specific pose and just fiddle around with him to get it right. And it's just kind of driving me crazy on mine, but in reality, it's something I can look over. Honestly, it's minor. I wish he came with a stand. That'd be cool, kind of like Penny, but he didn't. Anywho, articulation. Oh, wait. Before I go into articulation, I have some figures I want to show off next to this feller. See what I mean? And it's not the thing I have him on now. Trust me. He just doesn't want to stand in general. So for size, do I have a tape measure here? Gosh darn it, I keep forgetting to bring my tape measure. And I really want to bring it. Oh well. Here he is next to Lydia, who I just picked up from the same wave. Lydia is supposed to be 16. Why is she like 10? Like, why is she so short? I mean, she could be short, but in general, she just looks like she's 10. So, I don't get that. Here he is next to the Governor. And last but not least, at least from the comic series, here he is next to Penny. So, these are my comic book Walking Dead action figures thus far. I'm very proud of it. But this isn't over. Because here he is next to the greatest action figure ever made in the history of action figures. This is better than Hot Toys. This is better than Sideshow. This is better than SH Figure Arts. This is better than anything. I just thought this should be shown. I just thought. Sorry to give you all brain tumors from seeing this fella again, but it, you know, seriously, McFarlane, like, I know you're gonna be doing at least a little bit for the 5-inch line. I know you're doing like a Jesus now, I think, and a couple others, unless that's already released, but this right here, this is the problem. Okay? This is why we're skeptical of you, for the love of God. And with that said, here he is next to my gosh danged alpaca, who is beautiful. Look at him. So elegant. Okay. That's enough for size. Regardless, I think all these guys here look absolutely wonderful together. And it's just nice to have some comic figures finally, because I have had the itch to get some Walking Dead figures from the comics specifically, not really from the TV show, unless they're 7-inch figures. Okay, articulation. His head, let's see, can go not really that up, but a little bit down. He can barely just kind of, you know, obviously rotate the full 360 and wobble. But the arms can fully rotate. They can go out and in. Not a 90-degree bend at the elbows. A lot backwards. And they can rotate fully. And then the hands are pretty universal because they're on a ball joint. He can twist. And his leg can go forward. His legs can go back. And he can do the splits because of that Darrow articulation. Not a 90-degree bend, but it can rotate fully. And the feet can go forward, back, gosh damn it, back barely. And obviously he has an ankle pivot, so, which is pointless because of the mold at the bottom of the legs. Trust me, the ankle pivot is virtually useless. If you do want to put on his zombie head, it's pretty simple here. Just pop the head off, fairly easy. And be sure to push it down more. And it's cool that they added this, but something that Mr. Evil Cheese noted in his review of this is, why didn't they give him zombie hands at least? I mean, it's bad enough that the neck is just a far different color. It's just a little, and you'd think, oh, the scarf covers it, but it doesn't. It really doesn't cover it, so that blows. But it's a cool accessory. Part of me wishes they revisit this mold and they kind of, well, no, not even this mold, because didn't he die in a different outfit? I gotta check the books, but in general, maybe an updated version in zombie form. That would be cool. I'd buy that. Anywho, here comes the hard part. I don't even know if I should attempt this because it's just a nightmare, but putting his gun in his hands are just... It's just horrible. Honestly, I don't even want to try to, bend the fingers back and stuff. Just take my word on it that, yeah, he can hold the pistol fairly well, but the shotgun, man, he just does not want to hold this gosh danged shotgun. I mean, it should not be this hard to put an accessory in a figure's hand. Like, I can't even deal with that right now. It's so difficult, and I'm just not even gonna bother. But I've seen reviews of this guy. It's possible, it just takes patience, but I don't think it's worth it. I'm just gonna have him with the pistol in the holster with the regular head on because, ugh. I mean, I can try and get the shotgun on later, but yeah. So, final thoughts on this figure. I like him. He's very good for the most part. Again, his major flaw is the feet and the fact that he can barely hold his darned accessories. It's just difficult for the little fella, but... There he is. Yeah. I recommend him if you are a Walking Dead fan. He's really not that important in the comic books as he was in the TV show, but I think he's still worth a pickup if you can find him. I got him on eBay for like $8. It was cheap. And honestly, right now I'm just obsessed with the Walking Dead, so I picked him up. So go do that too if you like the comics. And you want a Shane, because this Shane is a hell of a lot better than this one. I mean, I don't even know what's happening here. He wore this outfit for like 2 seconds, because this is like Otis's clothes, I think. And it looks nothing like him. And they have one where it has no hat, but trust me, it's not that much better. Ridiculous, so... Anywho, go check out the Sanctuary on Facebook. Go check out our YouTube channel, which we're banned from for 90 days because Google. The Spaghetti and Friends podcast, which is our toy geek podcast, is currently on the road, featuring on my channel, Vinny's channel, and David's channel this week. Our next week's podcast will be featured on Vinny's, and then afterwards on mine every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you can find the links to all the content creators, including the ones I just mentioned, in the description below. And with that said, people, if you did enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, comment. Check out my site at SunSpotReviewz.wordpress.com, and I'll see you guys in my next video.